Hello everyone, it's Shadoka here once again, making another video, otherwise known as Alex, and yeah, okay, so just to get the big elephant out of the room, the student or the teacher strike is over. It is over right now. It's currently January 22nd, 2019, 8:47 p.m. and yeah, it was pretty much confirmed like I say about 45 minutes ago. That it's over. You know, the LAUSD in the teachers union was able to make a deal, or yeah, they would make a deal in the morning earlier today, and then by like I'm saying maybe 6-7 o'clock, the teachers were able to vote, and the majority vote came out to be yes, and that they agreed to this deal, and that it's gonna be passed. So that's that. And the two, I guess that's just the basic news update, I guess you could say. So that's that. We all go back to school tomorrow. You know, teachers should be there. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on with this, and I'll address that right now. For pretty much school in session tomorrow, teachers will be in school tomorrow. I'll go back to school tomorrow. That's that. But to address a few things that's going on with this, I guess first things first, the details of the deal itself. Now, I don't know for everything, there's a 40-page document you can find. I might link it in the description below. Yeah, so the full 40-page document, and like I said, I wasn't able to read all of it. I read the summary, and just to make it a summary of the summary, pretty much teachers will get their 6% raise that they wanted. But it will be distributed like 2 years, something like that. Like I forget exactly, but like 1 year 3%, another year 3%, and that's their raise. So that's that. Class sizes, they're gonna be capped down to 39, which is, you know, a lot of people aren't satisfied with that. That's understandable. And you know, that's all we can say about that. I'm glad they got reduced. I wish for it to be a little more, but you know, that's that. And going to school nurses and librarians, I'm actually really happy about this. That by 2020, I believe, all like schools should have full employed nurses and full-time librarians. So that is actually a very huge jump up. My school right now doesn't like has a librarian like once or twice a week. My middle school had no librarian at all. So, you know, I'm glad for that. And that's really all I could say about that for right now. I can't really remember any other details, but yeah, that's a lot of people. I guess just to move on to the next subject is a lot of people aren't satisfied with it, and you know, like I said, it's understandable. Even to an extent, or actually to a really great extent, I'm not satisfied with it. You know, and that's just part of the game. You know, it's just the thing. The bargaining team, they bargained like, okay, we want this and that. At least of course, they fought back. Or like, it just went back and forth, and we weren't gonna get all the things we wanted. You know, that's just kind of the reality of it. But even then, oh god, like many people, I really wish that the little extra push or a few more things could have been added to make this deal a lot more better, or at least not as divisive as it is right now. And I guess with that, we'll move on to just my own personal opinion on this. Overall, I don't hate the deal. I don't think it's terrible. Although I'm not too satisfied with it. I guess, like I texted one person, and the best way I could describe it is just I'm content with it. You know, it's just a deal. Things are better, but not as great as we wanted it to be, but it's not the worst thing in the world, though it's not the best thing in the world. A little more to the worst side, but like I said, it is what it is. At this point, you know, it's more likely already on paper. You know, the deal's already signed off, and yeah. And I guess to move on, and this is more so what I personally wanted in the deal is just updated books for one. And to put this in perspective, I am taking the AP chemistry class this year. In the beginning of the year, we did not receive AP chemistry books. We received regular chemistry books. And these regular chemistry books, the same one my brother uses as an 8th grader, And my other brother uses it as a ninth grader. Like I could literally go to the next room right now and pick it up. But if I remember correctly, the copyright date on that book is 2007. I was in kindergarten in 2007. I think you could see what I mean when I say these books are outdated. Yeah, that's what I really wanted. At least me personally, out of the strike was updated books, more funding for updated materials overall. Like, can we have sharpeners back in our schools? You know, so all that stuff like that. And also funding for the restructuring of some schools. Like my middle school, I've said it a few times before, but I'm not sure where exactly, but it's like a prison sometimes. You know, the bathrooms are broken. There's a toilet that wasn't working, and you know, I really do hope whatever money was funded or funneled to help LAUSD schools goes into something like that. I'm hoping. Like I said, I haven't read full details, but that's my hope. And yeah, so I guess going on to another thing people are actually kind of angry about. Yeah, I'm angry about it too, but something I really feel needs to be cleared. And this is one of the only times I'm gonna defend LAUSD. Slightly. And regarding the charter schools and the whole co-location thing, like my school, I've said before, I made 2 videos about it, so I've done actually quite a bit of research on this. So my school, I've said before, has a charter school in the 3rd floor, and how to say, it's a problem. Just put it frank, it's a problem. And this is not entirely LAUSD's fault. I'm gonna put it like that. It's not entirely their fault. So pretty much a few years ago, I believe back in 2004, there was a proposition that was passed in California. This is a statewide thing that allows charter schools to pretty much do this co-location thing in order for those charter schools to gain the resources they desire. You know, that's a whole separate thing altogether, but that's pretty much the whole summary of it. A proposition was passed a few years ago. Said proposition allows these co-locations to happen. And in that case, it's not entirely LAUSD's fault. They can only do so much in this case. Granted, they're not helping by doing the BS they're doing right now, but, you know, I gotta say it, you know, it's not entirely their fault. And another thing, and this is a little more, like, outside of LAUSD's realm, and I don't even think it really affects things right now, but as of currently right now, the government shut down the thing. And the current administration does not support public schools. And the current Secretary of Education, I forget her name, but she does not support public schools and thus is funneling money away from public schools to charter schools. So in that case, again, I'm going to defend LAUSD where I feel they need defending. In that case, it's not entirely their fault. I really do wish, and this is partially on the administration right now, they are not putting as much funding to oh god, they're not putting as much funding to public schools as they need to, and that's a problem. In that case, then I do see where LAUSD is coming from in that sense. Now, it might not affect things now, it might not affect things a year from now, but I do get why they're in that pickle, and that part that is on the administration. So yeah, that's 2 things. The state thing with the whole charter school and the current administration right now. Those are things that are just out of anyone's of our control, pretty much. You know, it just things we gotta work on, you know, on a later date. It's just what it is. But just to put it frank, yeah, considering all that, like I said, that's mostly why just putting that information out there, I guess it gives you a better insight why I feel the way I feel. I don't hate this thing because I know there are some limitations that are just there. There is no unlimited funding. There's no way there's going to be a complete stop to charter schools and like taking co-locations. I already knew that going in. But like I said before, just the overall deal, I'm a little about. But to me, it's a start. We'll see how things go from here. And that's really I could say about that. Like this school week or tomorrow and the next school week. Yeah, I say even probably the coming months will be a little. It will be something. Going back to school, meeting my teachers again, meeting friends again, talking about this whole thing. Since it's gonna be a huge elephant in the room. Like when I mean huge elephant, I mean like freaking Tyrannosaurus Rex huge. But yeah, that's just the way things are right now. So I guess that I just wanted to make this just to get my thoughts out there. And just, yeah, that's what I gotta say about that, you know. I'm glad we're going back to school. I'm glad I got to see my teachers again. I'm glad to see some of my friends again. And I'm just, part of me's glad it's over, but in the end, it's not really over. But, you know, it is what it is. We're gonna make the best out of it. And we'll see where we go from here. So I guess, thank you to everybody who did their part in this. You know, I during the strike, I made new friends. Like I talked to people around my community that I hadn't really met before, and you know, made new connections there. I had met old people that I knew from the past, and you know, we caught up with a few things. No, overall, this was a good learning experience, and yeah, and that's the point of school, to learn. And I felt I did learn something out of this experience. So, you know, it wasn't, I guess, a total loss, but I guess that's I have to say thanks to just the teachers, you know, if any one of you get to see this, you know, you guys do an amazing job. Both good and bad, future and past teachers. You all work to help, quite frankly, make me the person who I am today, and I can't really thank you enough for that. And you might hear some sound over there, but yeah, so even some of my friends in school that I made over the past few years, hell, this last decade, you know, after all these things in school, after all the things, like the good and bad, you know, like I said, now we're at this point. It's my senior year, and this is how it ends. But you know, part of me, you know, it is just an experience, and I'm just glad things are finally settled. And you know, we'll see. Like I said, we'll see where we go from here. So, I guess that's that. Thank you guys for watching. Whoever watched the whole way through, and I hope you guys see you guys later. See ya.